RCK, which of course stands for Random.
Corn on the cob. Kids.
Ooh, Random Corn on the Cob Kids. That sounds delicious. All right, it's time to start the week off right with some weekly...
Wackliness.
Weekly wackliness.
Bum, bum, bum.
This
Woo!
week, the younger ladies here told me we're doing something from TikTok. Is that how you say it?
TikTok. TikTok.
Okay, Grandpa's gonna have to learn what this is about, so will you two please take it away?
Absolutely. We are going to be playing a TikTok game called Put a Finger Down. And we are going to be pretending to be characters from the Bible. And you have to figure out who exactly that we're talking about. So here's just a little taste. This one I'm gonna be me. And then later you're gonna have to be like a Bible character and guess who it is. So put a finger down if you ever got your driver's license and on the same day you fell out of a bus and tore the ligaments in your ankle. Yeah, that's how it's gonna go. So you have to guess who it is, and then then we'll find out who you think it is at the end. We're not gonna tell you who we are, and you have to guess.
Okay, I think I understand.
Great.
But I thought TikTok was all dances and stuff. There's no dancing.
There is.
There's a lot of dancing, but not from us.
Not on this one. Okay, good. I was worried there was going to be a lot of
Can you imagine if we all had to learn to dance right now? No. Okay, so this is how it's gonna go. You're gonna have to guess who I'm being. I am Kaylee, but my character is someone else. So, put a finger down if you're one of 12 children and you are the favorite, and so your dad is like, wow, I love you so much, I'm gonna give you this really cool coat, and then you're like, wow, I love this so much, and your brothers all hate you, so they throw you in a pit, and then they sell you into slavery and tell your dad that you're dead, but instead you get thrown into jail for something that you didn't actually do, and then once you're in jail, you start like interpreting dreams and like telling people what they mean, and so the Pharaoh's like, wow, I really love you, and I'm gonna put you into power, and then your family comes back to you, and they're like, we need your help, and you're like, all right. Not them, just me.
All right. Put a finger down if you were the second one born, and so you didn't get any of the rights and privileges that comes with being the firstborn. So one day when your brother came home and he was super hungry from hunting, you made him trade you his blessing for some food, but then you also tricked your dad into giving you the blessing with the help of your mom by pretending to be really furry because that's your brother is super hairy, and so then you tricked your dad and then you had to run away because you stole the blessing.
See if Grandpa can do this. All right. Put your finger down if you lived in another country and then a servant came and he was looking for a spouse for his employer's son back home across the land, and then he saw you and you helped water all of his camels, and then he said, this is the one, and he took you all the way back home to meet the guy, and when you saw him, you thought he was so handsome that you fell off your camel, and then you got married to him, and then you had 2 sons, and then at one point you kind of tricked your husband into giving the blessing to the son that you loved more.
Whoa. Wasn't that so much fun? You're gonna really have to figure out who those people were. I have no idea about these guys. I know who I was. We're gonna have to do some reading in the book of Genesis and a little bit of Exodus to find out who everybody is. But that's what you get to do. So we're gonna see you on Wednesday, and once we see you on Wednesday, you're gonna have to tell us who we are. So thanks for hanging.
And now, we of course are going into one of the best parts, truly, of this channel, which is of course, the
Slime on Pastor Aaron's head!
Yes! Slime on Pastor Aaron's head! Stay tuned for Slime on Pastor Aaron's head! It's gonna be great. We'll see you there.
All right, well now we are going to hear from Kyle with the big news. Take it away, Kyle.
Thank you, Mara. Thank you, Kaylee. Big news this week. All right, we had Charlotte, who is excited to tell us that it is no school November. They're excited about lots of days off school. I hope you do some great things with your days off. Ben Hansen was excited to tell us that he got some new villagers in Animal Crossings. So excited that you get to expand that game. Sam Buchenkamp told us that he finished the book Matilda, and he's also a part of a play that his school is putting on with that movie Matilda. Lula, again, excited that she has some days off of school coming up. She went to the dentist and had a good report, and her family just got a new Star Wars music book so they can play Star Wars on the piano and instruments at home. Super cool. Theo Dinges shared some big news that was actually kind of sad, is that the Wi-Fi was out for a little bit. And we all know that's trouble given that we need Zoom and Wi-Fi and all these things that connect with people, but thankfully it turned back on fairly quickly. Lilia and Ruby Halverson are excited that their grandma is coming in for like a Thanksgiving kind of vacation or whatever, and their family's being very careful to quarantine and make sure that they keep their grandma safe before and during her visit with them. And also, it is Ruby Halverson's birthday coming up very soon, so if you can, wish her a happy birthday. And finally, Lena Wong had a good dentist visit, and her grandma and papa came to visit. So glad that all those things got to happen. That is the big news for this week. Mara, Kaylee, back to you.
Thank you, Kyle. Now we're just waiting for him to get back into the studio.
Hey!
Whoa!
Come on in.
Come back. Thanks.
I'm so excited for Christmas, I just wanted to slide down the chimney.
We're just gonna start early. Welcome back to Storytime with Kaylee, the part where we tell stories from the Bible with Kaylee. This week we are continuing our story from last week. We started last week in the first chapter of Exodus, and this week we are moving into the third chapter of Exodus. So here we are, third chapter, and we're still talking about our friend Moses. So we find out that Moses grows up, right? He's not just a baby anymore. He isn't just floating in a basket. He's doing really big, important things, and he's in charge of people in Egypt. And he's in charge of the Israelites. When you're at home, everybody say Israelites. So the Israelites are God's chosen people. And we know that because they're the people that Joseph helped. Those were Joseph's family. And so those are the Israelites that God is helping. And they've been enslaved. And so now they are doing work for the Egyptians that they're not being paid to do. And so think about it. Are they happy or sad that they're having to do work that they're not being paid to do and that they're being forced to do? They're probably really upset about it. And we find out that the leader of the people who are not getting paid to do that, the Pharaoh is the one telling them what to do. And so the Pharaoh is not being very helpful, but that means Moses is really close to the Pharaoh, right? So Moses all of a sudden is in this really tricky spot. And he's like, I really love these people, but I also really love the Pharaoh because I was raised in his house. And so what am I supposed to do? And we find out that Moses makes a poor choice. And he does something that he's not supposed to do, and he hurts one of the Egyptians. And in fact, he kills one of the Egyptians. And so Moses goes out into the desert, and he's gone for a really long time. And he comes back because he had left because he was embarrassed. And he comes back, and he sees this burning bush. And you're probably like, oh my gosh, Kaylee, we already have heard about the burning bush. We know that it's a big deal. And you're right, but here's what you need to know. The burning bush is a sign of God's physical presence in our world today. And it's important that we know that God can be present in our world in any way that we can't even think of. Like, would you have ever thought to come to the earth as like a burning bush? Definitely not me. So in this story, you're going to see that God tells Moses to do something that feels impossible. Something that feels bigger than he ever could possibly do because it's going to be really, really hard, and there's going to be a lot of things that he has to take over in order for him to do God's work. But guess what? He does it anyway. So I'm going to let you watch the video, and I'll be right back with you.
Omen. No, matanimig omen. Keith, Makarodo Flaw. Keith, Maglata Fla. Earn. Lemon, Unicris Equan. Va? Earn. Va? No.
come back from that crazy story, right? So we find out that Moses listens to the burning bush, and the burning bush said what? Free my people, right? So Moses is being told to free the Egyptians, free God's people, and he does. So he goes to Pharaoh, and he's like, let my people go. And Pharaoh's like, no thanks. So Pharaoh says no, and Moses has to ask over and over and over and over again, and he has to ask so many times, and God sends plagues to the Egyptians. Now you're probably like, what exactly is a plague? And it's when God sends something that hurts the Egyptians. So he sent frogs. He sent a bunch of different kinds of bugs. He said that the water was going to turn to blood. Can you imagine how gross it smelled out there? And if all their animals died, oof, it smelled so bad, right? So all these things, you would think that the Egyptians would give in and that the Pharaoh would give in and just let these people go. And he didn't. So then God said, then all the firstborn sons are going to die. And Pharaoh's son died. And he said, fine, your people can go. And he did something crazy and changed his mind, right? So Moses is leading his Israelites, leading the people, and the water splits. Moses is crossing with all of the Israelites, and guess who follows them? All of the Egyptians. And so they have to take over. They're like, oh my gosh, God, what are we going to do? And the water closes, and the people are free. And so that's what we're going to pick up next week, is with our free Israelites. And you're probably asking, what are they going to do? How are they going to live? They've left their home. They've left what they've known for so many years. They don't have anything left. What are they going to do? You'll find out next week. See you then.
All right, welcome back. Now it is time for our wheel challenge. And do you remember what it was?
Wasn't it?
How could you forget it? Slime on Pastor Aaron's head! Actually, regret to inform you that we couldn't put slime on Pastor Aaron's head because he is not feeling good this week, and it's been kind of cold, and we didn't want to add cold slime on his head, bad weather, and maybe make how he's feeling get even worse. So, once Pastor Aaron is feeling better, and maybe there's a warm snap in the weather, we will get slime on Pastor Aaron's head. Didn't try to trick you into watching the end of the video, we just didn't know at the time of recording what happened. Alright, so please stay tuned and forgive us. We promise we will be back with Pastor Aaron's slime on his head. Kaylee, Mara, Kyle, back to you.
And that is what we have this week. So from all of us here at RCK, which of course means
Ranch.
Crunch Bar.
Kayak.
No, we all know
No,
what it
no,
means.
no.
What it means is
Red Skull Kid!